Moskowitz, a Florida Democratic congressman, and Mike Lawler, New York Republican congressman. They have written a letter to President Biden demanding he implement greater sanctions in Iran, on Iran, I should say. To Congressman Moskowitz first, you're a Democrat speaking out about our response. What exactly are you taking issue with, and how far do you want this administration to go with its response?
No, thank you for the opportunity. I'm happy to be here with Congressman Lawler, who him and I worked on the bipartisan legislation in order to go after, to put more sanctions on Iran, called the SHIP Act, to go after the Iranian oil that they're selling to China, which is how they're funding all of these proxies. You know, what I want the administration to do is I think President Biden needs to deliver a hammer blow to these proxies. The president of the administration has done a good job of trying to contain the war against Hamas from spreading across the region. Of course, the reason why the administration gave those two different answers, one in September, one after that, is because October 7th obviously changed the region. But we have to deliver a hammer blow to those proxies. And you know, we have to make it clear. I would go after their air capabilities, I would go after their sea capabilities, and I would make sure that Iran understands, and we show the full force of the United States military on the proxies. And I think it should be sustained, as the president said. I also think we have other things we can do. We should be denying Iranian diplomats access to this country to attend the United Nations. We should be doing more sanctions. So this is a whole of government approach on how we need to be showing Iran that we mean business.
Well, of course, Congressman Lawler, to Congressman Moskowitz's point, October 7th changed everything. But what is being called into question by this bipartisan group is the response on behalf of this administration since then, particularly to Iran. This is from that letter. We urge the administration to take immediate action to deny the Islamic Republic additional financial resources that it can use to continue supporting terrorism. These efforts should start by immediately cracking down on Iran's expanding and lucrative illicit oil trade, which has surged in recent years despite international sanctions on Iran remaining in place. Why not? Why would the administration take that approach?
Well, look, to me, we are in the most precarious situation since World War II. And I think the unholy alliance between China, Russia, and Iran has come into full view. China is the biggest purchaser of Iranian petroleum. The illicit sale of Iranian petroleum is what is funding Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, and other terrorist organizations, including those that just took the lives of 3 service members. Since October 7th, there have been over 150 attacks on U.S. military bases and personnel. The administration needs to take serious and severe action against Iran, including moving our bill through the Senate and signing it into law. We passed this bill, a bipartisan bill, through the House in the aftermath of October 7th. The Senate has refused to move it. They need to act, and we have called on the administration to push for this bill to come forward. We need to crack down on the illicit funds that are funding terrorism, including the attacks that just took the lives of 3 service members. There needs to be a military response, yes. There needs to be diplomatic response, yes. But we need to cut off the funding at its head.
Joni Ernst joined us last hour, and the senator said that she believes that the president, through his lack of action here, is enabling these attacks. Listen.
We know fully well it is coming from Iran, through the Houthis, through other terrorist organizations. And yes, the president has enabled this by allowing this to continue.
So now we await the administration's next move here. The president saying, we'll see if our response deters Iran. I mean, hope is not a plan, right? So what do you want to hear from this Pentagon? The Pentagon briefing is going to be underway a short time from now. Obviously, they're not going to broadcast our next move. But what do you want to hear, and what message, Congressman Moskowitz, should we be sending in this moment?
Well, I don't care what I hear. I care what I see. I want to see from the administration a significant response on the proxies. I want to see from the administration something that's sustained rather than a one or two off kind of response. I want to see something sustained. I want to see something that is going to send that message to Iran. But we have to be careful. And look, I disagree with the senator in this respect. It's very easy to talk about launching strikes within Iran and going to war with Iran. But we have to understand That's exactly what Russia wants, because they want us to take our eye off the ball in Ukraine. It's exactly what China wants, because they want us to get bogged down in the Middle East so that they can mess with Taiwan. So yes, the president is playing three-dimensional chess, but in this move right now, this chess move, right, we have to strike the proxies harder than we have done, and harder, quite frankly, that we have done in this area since we got out of Iraq and Afghanistan.
Well, quite clearly, having the two of you on together, a Republican and a Democrat in Congress, there is growing bipartisan support for a stronger response to Iran. Thanks so much to both of you. We'll be listening at the Pentagon a short time from now. Thank you.